This is a Vinfast VF8 Eco model in the optional deep ocean color. The owner, Darren, a fellow EV enthusiast, has allowed me to shoot this video, and I'm going to go over the 5 things that he likes about it and the 5 things that he doesn't like about it. If you're thinking of getting a Vinfast car, stick around. This video just might help. All right, dislike number 1, road noise. According to the owner, the car that he has found that has the least amount of road noise is his girlfriend's ID4, which is a single motor rear wheel drive version. And according to him, that's the quietest car he's been in. And I can say, driving the VF8, there is a good deal of interior cabin noise, but you have to remember this is not designated as a premium vehicle. This is a suburban vehicle, and intrusion of road noise into the cabin is something that is not to be unexpected. All right, dislike number 2. As you'll see in the center console here, without an address plugged into the navigation, we kind of jerk the blue arrow a little bit. Again, it's functional. It's just a little bit of a micro annoyance. Okay, so now as you can see, we have a destination programmed in, and no longer is the map jerky. It is just smoothly adapting as we move down the road. So minor micro annoyance that will likely be fixed with a future over-the-air update. Dislike number 3. You can see we have a really nice large display here, but they left off external temperature, which for an EV driver is often helpful. There is an alternative where you could ask Alexa and she'll tell you. Hey Alexa, what's the outside temperature?
Right now, it's 50 degrees Fahrenheit. Today, expect a high of 60 degrees.
So there's a workaround, but it would have been nice if they had the temperature built in. Okay, dislike number 4, the charging speed. This is definitely not a road trip beast like the Porsche Taycan. The owner actually is a previous Taycan owner. He also owned a Model 3. He also owned a Ford Mustang Mach-E and a Tesla Model 3, along with the Taycan and the Vinfast VF8. His girlfriend, as I mentioned, owns a Volkswagen ID4. So he has a good deal of experience with charging speed, and this car he could not figure out a means of preconditioning, even though he had into the navigation a destination of a DC fast charger. The car shows battery temp, but there was no change in the battery temp, and the actual throughput of the DC fast charger was not too impressive. Typically about 100 kilowatts up to about 130 kilowatts. There is a city mode version of the Vinfast VF8 with Samsung batteries, an 80 kilowatt hour battery pack, which apparently some people have claimed has gotten up to 170 kilowatts of charging speed. This uses the CATL battery pack with the 87.7 size and is seems to be not as aggressive with its charging speed. Dislike number 5. The VF8 has a wireless phone charger. However, once it reaches 100%, it pops up an error message on the screen indicating a charging fault with the cell phone. All right, now let's go over the likes. First one is the price. This has a really good lease deal, and let's go over the numbers about what the owner paid for it and what might be available for a lease buyout if you want to do a all cash deal.
The advertised deal was $249 per month with no money down. However, that didn't include the $695 acquisition fee, the $699 dealer fee, and the tax and title, and also was only for the base model. The lease for the car that we're reviewing today included a $990 upgrade for the deep ocean paint, the $695 acquisition fee, the $699 dealer fee, tax and title, bringing the monthly payment to $261 per month with $3,000 down, or effectively $345 per month. As an all-cash deal, if you bought out the lease at $19,600, the $395 fee to do so, a $3,000 down payment, and 36 payments at $261 per month, that brings the total buyout of $32,391. Pretty darn good pricing.
Like number 2, battery. This car, as an EV, has a larger than you would expect battery. It has 87.7 kilowatt hour usable. The owner recently took a trip here in North Carolina, and as you go west, you tend to go uphill. And he was able to make it from here in the Raleigh-Durham area all the way to Boone, North Carolina, and still had 19% or 50 miles left of range, which is pretty darn good. Okay, this is going to be a little bit hard to shoot, but about a week ago, I went to the dealership to actually take one of these for a test drive because I was curious about it for my own car. And when I sat in it, the interior cabin space was noticeably ample. And this is kind of hard to show. This seat is pretty far back, but there's a ton of headroom, ton of legroom, and this is the back seat. And let me show you what it looks like side-by-side comparison with my Volvo XC40 Recharge. Because when I was at the dealer, they actually pulled in the car that I took for a test drive right next to my Volvo XC40 Recharge. And as I was coming out of the dealership, I looked at them side by side, and the Volvo XC40 Recharge was smaller, which is really saying something because the Volvo XC40 Recharge, I can sleep in. I put an air mattress in there and I do glamping in it pretty regularly. This car is bigger and very ample amount of interior cabin space. They really did a good job. The owner says it's bigger than his Model 3. It's bigger than his girlfriend's Volkswagen ID4. He compares it to a 2016 Volkswagen Touareg, which he used to own. And I used to own one of those too, and that's a bigger size SUV, and this is in comparison to that. Okay, like number 4. Currently I'm using cruise control, and right here on the steering wheel there's an additional button for driver assist, and it will hold the lane very well. It doesn't do similar to the Ford Blue Cruise, which will change lanes, nor does it do as Super Cruise with the LiDAR mapped corridors, but it will adjust for a slower moving vehicle in front of you and also hold you in the center of your lane. According to the owner, it does so very well. Okay, like number 5, this car has Apple CarPlay. Not only does it have Apple CarPlay with being able to tether down here, but it also can do it wirelessly. Some vendors like Tesla and Rivian have never given drivers the option for CarPlay. VinFast does, General Motors is getting rid of it in model years 2025 and above, but for VinFast, looks like it's going to be around. So there you have it, the 5 things that the owner likes about the VinFast VF8, the 5 things that he doesn't like about the VinFast VF8. Truth is that if you look at the dislikes, they're all basically surrounding software glitches that are going to be pruned out via over-the-air updates in the coming months and year. And so all in all, it's a terrific vehicle. Not much to dislike about it. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching.